The core values are to produce a product that's 100% natural and that leaves the minimal amount of footprints, environmental footprints we can leave, and never to compromise that. All the decision making at the end is based on these values. And we want to be 100% transparent. People who consume our product, they have a right to know how it's made and on what principles it is made of. Balancing high quality and growth is extremely important, and it has to be part of the core values. You cannot compromise your core values. To me, success is when a customer sends us an email or calls us up and tells us how happy he or she is with the product. To me, this is the biggest reward that you can get. Community engagement for me is important by serving the community directly with our products, but also to offer employment to local people, to give the farmer families the opportunity to make a living by selling milk to us.
I'm Sherilyn Boss with Rockridge Dairy. So I'm the owner and operator with my husband Patrick Boss. We've been milking goats for about 26 years now, processing, going from farm to fork for the last 22 years. Overall, we don't produce a lot of waste during production. If it's a whole milk product, it goes out as a whole milk product. The only thing that maybe we might have occasionally is some whey that's produced during cheese production. Our cheese for our feta is actually packaged in its own natural whey, which is a little bit different from other plants. So we take our natural whey that's following at the same pH as our cheese is, and so we'll add our salt to that and make a brine for our cheese to be in, so we get rid of a lot of our whey in that way. In our plant, we are a more traditional, hands-on facility. We're very artisan in how we make our cheese.
My name is Andy and I'm assistant manager. 75% of my job is cleaning and sanitizing. I'll do from receiving milk, processing, making cheese, packaging, orders, shipping, receiving. The most challenging, doing a dozen things at the same time. Many rooms, many products, lots of things to clean and this and that. If I do one thing at a time, will be working 24/7. I have a 3 years trade school internship as a cheesemaker from Switzerland. In the industry, almost 18 years.
We still make cheese exactly the same way as it has been done 100 years ago.
Chèvre, the delicate and creamy soft goat cheese, begins its journey with the freshest goat's milk, straight from the source. At Boss Farm, home to one of only 2 circular milk parlors in Western Canada, milking is more than just a process. It's an art. This innovative system ensures optimal milk production with every cycle. The goats wait in a pen waiting to be milked. When it is their turn, they come onto the platform and get given some food. As the goats move through the rotating parlor, they are gently milked. Once finished, the machine automatically retracts, resetting for the next goat. The milk is stored in large tanks, with some also arriving from other farms to be processed into a variety of products, including a selection of pet treats. The first step is pasteurization. In just a few seconds, the milk is brought to the ideal temperature of 72 degrees Celsius or 161.6 Fahrenheit for 20 seconds, and in just a few more seconds, the milk is brought back down to between 25 and 32 degrees Celsius, depending on the cheese being made. A clean-in-place inspector records the temperature and time to ensure the milk is legally pasteurized. A mesophilic starter culture is then sprinkled across the surface. This culture kickstarts the fermentation process, developing the mild, tangy flavor chèvre is known for. 1 hour later, the chymosin is added. Traditionally, liquid rennet from veal production is used to coagulate the milk, but here at Happy Days Dairy, we take a different approach. Instead of animal-based rennet, we use a microbial enzyme called chymosin, produced by microorganisms. Since goat milk is very high in calcium, there is no need to add calcium chloride to thicken the curds. Then, the waiting begins. For the next 20 hours, the mixture is left undisturbed at room temperature, allowing the curds to develop naturally. When ready, the once liquid milk transforms into a yogurt-like texture, and the curds slowly begin to separate from the whey. Before we separate the curds, the team must first prepare the cheese bags that are held in a large cheese press that will help press out the whey to achieve the perfect consistency. The soft curds are transferred into the cloth where the whey is gradually pressed out, giving the chèvre its signature texture. Once it reaches the desired consistency, the cheese is moved to a large sterilized drum, ready for the final stage. By hand, workers take the cheesecloth bags full of curds over to the mixer. Now comes the gourmet twist: olive oil and rosemary, fresh basil, decadent truffle, or fragrant garlic and parsley. This is where flavors are infused, taking the creamy chèvre to the next level. Once the cheese is perfectly seasoned, it's lifted into a hopper, formed into logs, and sealed in airtight containers, preserving its freshness and flavor. And just like that, the smooth, tangy, and endlessly versatile chèvre is ready to be enjoyed. Whether spread on crackers, tossed into salads, or paired with fresh baked bread, every bite is a testament to the art and tradition of cheesemaking, where patience, precision, and a little microbial magic create something truly delicious.
I made my first cheese when I was about maybe 11 years old. I got a cheese making kit from my aunt for a birthday, and I still have a picture of me making that cheese, and it kind of sparked something, I guess. My name is Donat Koller, and I'm the founder and owner of Happy Days Dairy. And I think what sets us apart is that we grew quite a bit into the specialty dairy market, and at the same time we stayed down-to-earth family business, which is 100% focused on natural products that consumers nowadays are looking for. The specific health benefits of goat milk compared to cow milk is that the chemical composition is different, and mainly the protein. And a lot of people who have a hard time digesting cow milk have an intolerance to the protein. The protein in the goat milk is very different. It's it's a beta A2 type casein, which the type A1 is very hard to digest for a lot of people. Another reason why it's easier to digest is because goat milk makes a very soft curd. As a consumer, you wouldn't know that, but when you make cheese with cow milk, it makes a very firm curd. And when you make cheese with goat milk, it makes a very soft curd and has to be cut and processed very carefully. But when we consume milk and our acid in the stomach breaks down the milk into curd, the goat curd is very soft in our stomach and therefore very easy to digest. And then there's a whole lot of other differences, like for instance oligosaccharides, which are very beneficial and by the way very close like humans' mother milk in goat milk. Higher vitamin A, there is higher calcium, higher magnesium, and lower lactose content in goat milk. The main difference is that it's much easier to digest.
Milk bottling is a finely tuned process that ensures freshness and safety, all in a matter of minutes. It all starts with pasteurization, a crucial step in making milk safe to drink. In just seconds, the milk is heated to 72 degrees Celsius or 161.6 degrees Fahrenheit and held at that temperature for 20 seconds, just long enough to eliminate harmful bacteria. Then, just as quickly, it is rapidly cooled to below 5 degrees Celsius, preserving its natural taste and nutrients. Now it's time for bottling. Empty milk bottles come onto the conveyor belt, where they receive their labels, each one marked with the promise of quality. From there, the bottles travel down the line, lifted onto a small platform, ready for filling. As each bottle rises, it activates a precision dispenser, filling it with fresh cold milk. But the journey doesn't end there. A bottle cap is carried up a small conveyor, sliding down a chute and landing perfectly on top of the freshly filled bottle. Just before the cap is tightened, the sides of the bottle are gently squeezed, pushing out excess air to help preserve the milk's freshness for longer. With the cap sealed tight, the bottles continue down the line, where they are carefully boxed, palletized, and placed in cold storage, waiting for their journey to stores, homes, and families. From farm to fridge, every step ensures that each bottle delivers the freshest, highest quality milk possible.
Our products are all made with good quality ingredients, and it's really important for me to know what's in my food that I'm eating, and I know everything that goes into it is good quality. HACCP stands for Hazard Analysis Critical Control Points, so it's the process throughout the whole plant that takes care of any cleaning, sanitization, ensuring that a good product is made from start to finish. We do little 140-gram cups of chev cheese. There's plain, basil, olive oil, rosemary, or garlic. And we use the stuffer and fill these little cups and seal them up, and then they also get sold. The most challenging part, honestly, is not eating the cheese all the time and sampling the food all the time, because it does taste really good. And when you smell it, you want to eat it. That is honestly it.
Before a single bottle leaves the facility, each batch of milk undergoes testing. It's a critical step, ensuring that every drop meets the highest standards of purity, safety, and quality. Only after passing these thorough inspections is the milk approved for shipping, guaranteeing that what reaches your table is nothing less than exceptional. Once the final bottles are sealed and ready for delivery, the team at Happy Days Dairy turns their attention to something equally important: a complete and meticulous cleaning process. Every production line is thoroughly flushed. Stainless steel tanks are carefully cleaned inside and out to ensure no residue remains. The milk dispenser is fully disassembled. Each component scrubbed by hand in a gentle, food-safe detergent solution. Then, thoroughly rinsed to remove any trace of soap. The floors are scrubbed from corner to corner, maintaining the spotless standards that define Happy Days Dairy. Once everything is cleaned, dried, and inspected, the system is carefully reassembled, ready for the next batch of fresh, high-quality goat milk. Cleanliness, care, consistency. It's all part of how Happy Days Dairy ensures excellence in every bottle.
Savor excellence.
At Boersma Farm, one of the dedicated family-run operations under Happy Days Dairy supplying fresh goat milk, they do things a little bit differently. Here, the goats are guided to a separate holding area. Once the goats have been placed in a holding pen, they come into the milking parlor, lined up to get milked. A skilled farmhand carefully attaches the milking equipment. Milking takes place twice daily, with each goat producing between 2.8 and 3.8 liters of rich, nutritious milk. Once the milking is complete, the goats are released and allowed to return to their holding area, free to relax, socialize, or simply enjoy their space. Due to the risk of predators, many farms choose to keep their goats housed year-round, prioritizing their safety and comfort. To keep the environment clean and cozy, fresh bedding made of soft wood shavings is laid down each morning. Next comes feeding time. A large hopper attached to a tractor is loaded with a carefully balanced blend of barley, oats, hay, and other wholesome ingredients. Water is added to create a hearty mash rich in nutrients. As the feed is distributed, the goats eagerly rush forward in energetic daily ritual. A specially programmed machine gently pushes the feed towards the animals throughout the day, ensuring nothing goes to waste and that every goat gets their fill. And on special days, like today, new life begins. These baby goats were just born and now rest in a cozy pen with others their age, cared for in a calm, clean space until they're ready to join the herd. At Boersma Farm, tradition, technology, and compassion come together to produce more than just milk. They nurture a legacy of excellence.
We've been milking goats for 6 years. Well, every year we get students from, mostly from Holland, staying here for about 2 or 3 months and trying to teach them how it works with the goats. I went to dairy farming school back in Holland and they send a class over every year, and then this year we got some students from the University of Saskatchewan come over. In the mornings we start with putting bedding in the stalls for the goats. Then we feed everybody and clean all the water buckets so we're sure everybody has clean bedding, good feed and clean water for the whole day. Most farms in Alberta feed more grass-based feed to the goats, and we feed a mixture of corn silage, barley silage and haylage, and on top of that they get a mix of grains to make the perfect ration. With the feed mixer we weigh everything what we put in the feed mixer so we know exactly what every group of goats is eating, and then every hour the feed gets pushed up so they can reach enough feed and have enough food all day long. We have regular vet visits, like once every 2 months a vet comes by and checks our goats and does preg checking, and we talk about the goats, and then once every 2 or 3 weeks we have a feed nutritionist come by and look at the goats, see if they're doing good, if they're not getting too fat or too skinny, and then according to that we adjust our feed to keep them as healthy as possible.
And in all the milking times, we really watch all the animals too to make sure they're doing well. And if we see any issues that are arising, then either a vet gets called or the nutritionist gets called to come out and also have a look and see what they think.
The goats produce about 2.7 liters per goat per day.
My background is in the dairy industry. I went through agriculture college and milked cows for years. And then one day I worked on a dairy farm that had a small cheese plant, and I happened to take charge of that cheese plant, and I had a lot of trouble making cheese. And like we had trouble with quality, and then we had to throw the cheese out. And it somehow sparked an interest in me to learn more about it. So I enrolled into the College of Milk Technology back in Switzerland. My processing methods are based on my education as a cheesemaker back in Switzerland, evolved over time by making the product better, better and better. Also by adding more quality assurance aspects, because food safety, it's like without 100% perfect food safety, we're not going to be around very long anymore. I think our operation is still based on traditions, very much so. Like all our suppliers are family farms, medium-sized family farms, and they pretty much still work like we worked many years ago. To maintain the quality of the products while growing is extremely important. And we do that by having our standard operating procedures in place. Canadian Food Inspection Agency approved, of course, that has to be. And our main processing plant, Rockridge Dairy in Ponoka, owned by Patrick and Sherilyn Boss, they have a third-party HACCP program in place, and they audited 99% this year, which is a huge accomplishment. So this in itself guarantees the food safety 100% of our products. Our customers are always our customers were nobody, so they're the most important part of the business. So a customer can call us anytime. We respond, even on weekends, even on, like, I check my email that customers can use. I use that after hours when my staff is gone. We're 100% transparent there. There is nothing to be hidden, and people are welcome to come and see and ask. And we reply to all customer inquiries and make sure that everybody who consumes our product knows what he or she gets. Sustainability initiatives from the beginning were important values to us, and they start in the way that the goats are kept. So, like, for instance, the goat manure itself creates much less environmental footprint than other animals does. When you look at goats, their metabolism is very different. Like, they're dry land animals. They actually come from the desert. So they're very efficient, and their manure is dry. In a goat dairy, you don't see these huge liquid manure ponds. The manure is dry, and it's always mixed with straw or with shavings. That in itself binds the methane and creates far less CO2. We don't use any sprays, and antibiotics are not used in any way to increase production or to modify the health of the herd in any way. We don't use that at all. Same with hormones. There's no growth hormones in use at all. We don't even vaccinate the animals. On the processing side, we just stay to the basics. We only add to the milk what needs to be added in order to make cheese, like the microbial cultures and the rennet. And then we also try to minimize our trucking and our shipping of the milk. So we try to process the milk right close to where the milk is produced. And then we try to handle our logistics in a way that makes sense. No, we don't use any artificial ingredients at all. We only use what we need to use. So in the milk, for instance, in our fluid milk, there's nothing added at all. Like, we don't believe in adding vitamins, for instance, because these vitamin additives that you see in milk, sometimes they're synthetic products, and they're getting absorbed very poorly by the body. Vitamins and minerals in goat milk, it's a big factor of the health benefits of it. For instance, vitamin A is natural in goat milk. It's not even found in cow milk. There's an ingredient called riboflavin, which comes out of the grass that goats or cows eat, and the cows, that riboflavin goes straight into the milk, whereas goats convert it into vitamin A. So there's vitamin A naturally in goat milk. And then the mineral content in goat milk is very important, and the way it is put together, like the ratio between calcium and magnesium, for instance, potassium, is near perfect to what the human body needs. And then our fermented products like yogurt, kefir, of course, we need to add these bacteria cultures, but that's all we do. And in the cheese making, it's the same thing. Cheese needs bacteria added, and it needs some form of a rennet, a microbial enzyme added, and that's it. And then we add spices, or or different flavors to our product, but we also source this product always from 100% natural sources. Often people are actually protein intolerant and not lactose intolerant. And they just know they react to cow milk and then they think they're lactose intolerant. But in fact, a lot of people are protein intolerant. You just have to try it out, right? So if you react to cow milk, then goat milk is a great way to try as an alternative. And the majority of people do great on it. But in general, A1 milk is hard for us to digest. For instance, it's not found in humans' mother milk. For small children, I think it's a great alternative after they're weaned off breast milk, because goat milk is already very close to humans' mother milk. And to transition from breast milk to goat milk is much easier for a lot of children than transitioning to cow milk, because it's easier to digest. And there have been quite a few studies done that actually prove the fact that goat milk increases the immune system. Now that we make pet products, we also see that in dogs that are given goat milk, that their skin, for instance, or their fur improves. Probiotics are bacteria that are beneficial for our well-being, and goat milk has a lot of them naturally in it already. And then we make a lot of products where we add these beneficial bacteria, like kefir, for instance. Kefir is an extremely old fermented dairy product, and it got discovered, I think, in the early 1900s in the Caucasian mountains, a researcher, and he figured out that people in that region, they all got over 100 years old. And that's over 100 years ago. He looked into that a little bit further, and he figured that the reason why these people got so old is because they all consumed that kefir. So he extracted these microorganisms, and nowadays we have access to these and we can ferment the milk with it. Goat cheese and kefir contribute to a balanced diet is because of the probiotics, especially in the kefir. And the kefir has so many different probiotics and microorganisms naturally in it. It's not just one or two strains of bacteria. The health benefits of that in our digestive system, it's huge. I think goat milk formula for babies is a wonderful idea, and it has come up in the last few years. It is now available. There is, I know there's a company in New Zealand that has been doing it for a while, but we now have a plant in Canada who is just, as we speak, coming out with a goat milk baby formula. And I think this is the best thing someone can give to their babies if they can't breastfeed, or if they need more milk than what the mom can supply. Or even as a transition after the baby gets off the breast, then you might want to put him or her on a baby formula for a while, and the goat milk version, I bet it's the best you can get. Additives like vitamins, some milks have vitamin A in it, some goat milks have folic acid in it. These additives are synthetic and they don't get absorbed by the body very well. It's a marketing tool. It looks good on the label, but it doesn't really make sense. We hear a lot that people who had trouble with skin, for instance, or with allergies in general, that goat milk helps them a lot. And then there's the plant-based milks that just can't compete with the nutritional value of true dairy. It's just not quite the same. Then plant-based milks are highly processed. Like and you never know where these ingredients come from. Like soy, soy milk is probably trucked in from far, far away and then processed over and over in order to make that product. So I think if you want a healthy dairy alternative, I think goat milk is the way to go. The majority of people are surprised how great it tastes, because there is kind of that idea that goats eat anything and the goat milk has a goaty taste. And this is all not true, of course. And I mean, maybe, if you put a goat into a garbage dump, it might start to eat whatever. But I mean, our animals, they're fed the best hay, they're on the best pastures. They're only fed the best feed, and they're well looked after. So the milk tastes wonderful. So people are always surprised how wonderful it tastes. It has a little bit of sweet taste. It's a little bit lighter than cow milk in tastes. And there's absolutely no reactions to it. A lot of people find they belch, or even some people have severe reactions. And that most of the time doesn't happen with goat milk. Someone in the US who contacted me, he had a dog that had liver disease, and it was meant to die within a very short time, and he put that dog on goat milk. And the dog lived happily ever after for years. And once she passed away by old age, they looked at that liver, and the liver was absolutely healthy and normal. And he contributed that 100% to the goat milk. The feedback on the pet line was wonderful. Like, it was overwhelming almost. Yeah, I don't think we've ever came up with a product that grew that fast. Like, we established distribution from coast to coast, like within a few months, literally, yeah. And the growth was just incredible. Like, I can't even remember, we service like 400 or 500 stores now, pet stores across the country.
In an age where pet parents are turning back to nature for answers, one humble ingredient is making waves among veterinarians, nutritionalists, and animal lovers alike: goat milk. Referred to by many as a nutritional powerhouse, goat milk is being praised for not just what it contains, but for what it doesn't. Dr. Bernard Jensen, one of the foremost figures in nutritional healing, once called goat milk the most complete natural food source known, but what makes it ideal for our four-legged friends. According to holistic veterinarian Dr. Karen Becker, goat milk is easier to digest than cow milk due to its smaller fat molecules and naturally occurring A2 casein protein, which is less inflammatory for most animals. This means pets with dairy sensitivities or mild lactose intolerance may thrive on goat's milk, especially when introduced gradually. Dr. Angie Krause, a respected integrative vet, has seen real-world results: improvement in allergy symptoms, GI upset, and energy levels in pets simply by adding raw goat's milk, she says. Goat milk contains naturally occurring probiotics, enzymes, and beneficial fatty acids. These nutrients can help regulate digestion, support immune function, and even contribute to a healthier skin and coat. Fermented forms like kefir pack an extra punch. Goat milk kefir is a fermented goldmine of probiotics, says holistic vet Dr. Jean Hoff. I recommend it for dogs with yeast, IBS, or post-antibiotic recovery. Compared to cow's milk, goat milk boasts a lower lactose level, a pH closer to that of the canine and feline systems, and faster digestibility. In fact, goat milk is digested in as little as 20 minutes versus hours for cow's milk. Veterinarian Dr. Judy Morgan puts it simply: it's like giving your pet a probiotic smoothie every day. Beyond the nutritional benefits, goat milk is versatile. You can serve it raw, pour it over food, freeze it into treats, or use it as a base for supplements. Ronnie Habib, a renowned pet health researcher and co-author of The Forever Dog, believes goat milk is one of the best additions to your pet's diet, especially for immune and digestive support. In the end, it's not just about what we feed our pets, but how the food helps them thrive. Goat milk, nature's secret elixir, is giving modern pets a healthier tomorrow, one nourishing sip at a time. Supported by experts, loved by pets.